Hey YouTube, F&C Farms back at you. We just got the chisel plow hooked up again. I'll go back over here and try to plow over that section of field that I haven't got planted yet, so I can try to get some okra out and maybe some pumpkins. Did some ammonium nitrate and laid by the plants we already have planted and did some ammonium nitrate on it yesterday. It's what I call it. I think they call it 3400 or something like that now. And I still old school, still call it ammonium nitrate. So anyway, fixing to head over there, but I got a little project, a little barn find, will it run again deal that I picked up. And let's see if we can get out of the the 4707. Picked up another Massey Ferguson. It's been sitting a while. It's got some issues. Not real familiar with these models. I have a 240 Massey, also two-wheel drive, no loader, and bought new in '96. But this is it's gonna be see what we can do with it type deal. I'll give you a little glance at what we got going on. It's a little Massey Ferguson 1030. Got a little 1016 loader on it. It cranks and runs. I got it to run and able to get it up on the trailer, which was kind of scary. If you'll look, somebody has widened out the rear tires but did not widen out the front tires. Now, you want something fun to put on a trailer, you let the front tires be that narrow and the back tires be wide, and your ramps are only about a foot and a half wide. It was a bit scary. So we got it on there without any incident. The clutch does work. I was told the clutch was stuck, but the clutch is not stuck. What's going on with the clutch is it's not disengaging all the way. It's you mash the clutch all the way down, it will stop if you put the brakes on with a tractor and sit there and all, but when you go to shift gears, it grinds and it's not disengaging all the way. Get y'all in the holder here. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to do with that. Flip my air back on and fog my windows up and let me sit here without the air, without moving and without my big fat hot butt in here. So I'm going to play with it a little bit. It's not an emergency. Don't have to be done right now. So that's the upside to it all. So I'm going to just tinker with it when we can tinker with it. Evidently my clutch didn't work right there on that one. Might help if I get this in a good gear. So I'm going to, it's a little project, I guess you could say. You can never ever have enough tractors. I don't care what your wife says. I don't care what your mom and daddy says. I don't care what your preacher says about it. You can never have enough tractors. If you can afford to keep them, keep them. Especially if you can have multiple different size tractors. When I'm watching DLH's videos, I am extremely jealous, and I know his work requires him to have that kind of, some of that equipment, but he's got some really nice tractors, and he's got some big tractors, and he's got enough land and hay customers and cows and things to afford all that, which I don't know that I'll ever get to that point on what all I'm doing to afford all that, but I would feel more than blessed on what I do have and what God's allowed me to have, and I truly believe that God allows it. I believe that dummies like me, if they get too much money at one time, I'd probably end up in some kind of bad predicament. But anyway, we're going enough on that. Enough of my soapbox this evening. I'm gonna pull up here. I got some more ammonium nitrate, and all I could get today was 10 fertilizer that I'm gonna throw in the bucket and drop off over at my cousin's in case he gets a chance to do any more planting or anything while I'm at work. But anyway, y'all hang on a little bit. We'll get over to the field and do a little plowing. I'm gonna jump out and load this stuff in the bucket on the tractor and then head over there. So y'all bear with me and we'll do a little bit of plowing. Okay, YouTube, I made it back. We're gonna plow a little bit right here. I'm gonna try to plow a little bit right here. Arms ain't sit right. Well, hang on for me. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if we can get this thing to dig down in the ground a little bit. Bust this up. I got cotton planted here, just one roll of it, but I don't think it's going to make it. Cotton's pretty popular down in South Georgia. It's a big crop, it's a cash crop, but you don't see it growing around here anymore. My father was young and my grandparents was around and all. I grew cotton here. It was a money crop, but not anymore. I think I didn't. I don't know if I believe it or not. I didn't. I'm going to have to get out again. Those extending arms on these tractors, every one of them's different. This one's Massey's they make theirs a little different than the Mahindra did. So you have a ring that you can pull up and then pull your arm out. Well, if you pull that ring up, it's notched where you can lift up and move it over, so it'll stay unlatched, so you can move your arm, your lift arm in and out, so it's easier to hook up your implements. Well, dummy me will forget to pull that back over off that notch and let it drop down so it can lock into place, and that's what's going on back there right now. The right side is lifted up and it's not locking into place. Let's find a little bit higher gear here. And it's cocking the plow sideways. So when I get up here and get lined up to plow, I'm going to jump out again. I'm not going to put you on pause and come back and start over again. I'm just going to jump out and run around there and unlatch that so it'll quit cocking the plow sideways when I'm trying to plow with it. And we laid the corn by, put some ammonium nitrate out, and yesterday, and then we got a little bit of rain afterwards. The thing also will warn you, if you put it in neutral and you don't pull the parking brake up and you open this door, the alarm goes off, telling me I'm an idiot again. Okay. Let's see if we can get some plowing done before it gets completely dark on me. Put her down in the ground. She gets down in the ground, then we'll lift back up on it. Ground's a little bit hard. She'll walk on top of the ground for a little bit. tell when she's getting down there. There it goes. I think it's dry enough out here that just the right combination of moisture in it. We're gonna probably try to run another gear higher and see what happens. Get some plowing done quicker. What's the sense of having a tractor this size if you can't use the power? Really liking the 4707 so far. I haven't seen what I consider any real bad reviews. There's a guy over in Alabama that's got a 4710. He doesn't like the way the clutch acts sometimes, and pretty much everything I've read and seen on that, you just kind of got to live with it, because it's kind of hard to have your cake and eat it too in the mechanical side of things, where you've got a electronically operated clutch and try to get still get the same feel that you have with a mechanically operated clutch. So I get it, I understand it, and I live with it. And that's what you always put your foot on the brake when you're letting the clutch out, and you can feather all you want. That's what I've been doing when I'm in short areas, and I do a lot of short work, a good bit. So yeah, you have to kind of get around that. I have not done the steering adjustment yet. I was going to do it today, and I remembered it and then forgot it, and was trying to get out here and get done. So it doesn't have a very good turn radius unless you adjust those stops. And I'm an automotive technician, and these stops are on cars also. They're called tow out on turn stops, so that you don't overturn a tire. A lot of people would complain about them, especially on the Crown Vics, because the tow out on turn stop, we'll get down there and bog it. The tow out on turn stop would actually come around, and they put a dished area on the lower control arm that it would hit. So if you were turned all the way to the lock and going over bumps, that metal against metal would, and people would come in and say, "There's something wrong with my front end." And all we had to do to pacify them at that time was put some lube on that stop on the lower control arm, so that that stud that stuck out rubbed on it, rub on grease instead of metal on metal. And then when it wore off months later, they'd come back and say, "It started back making that noise again." And you want to say, "Well, don't turn the wheel all the way to the lock. When you go all the way to the lock, just back off just a little bit. You're not going to have that much shorter of a turn." But this is drastic on these, the amount they have adjusted up. I haven't had time to do the swing on the tire to make sure it's not going to rub. One thing I am interested in doing that I see DLH, and I want to shout out to him, I love his videos, is the fenders. I didn't get the optional fenders, which I'm still contemplating on ordering those. Because I get into some mud and it's slinging it all over the tractor, especially when you go back out on the road. It's kind of irritating. But this is a lot nicer tractor than I deserve, to be honest with you. I don't need this much tractor, to be honest with you. But there's times I do, especially since we're going to start doing hay. I'll need a tractor of this size. And we're probably going to start next week. I know should have already got a first cut out, but I had to get some equipment and then find places. I don't have, where all of our land that we have grass on, we got cows on, and we don't have enough really for the cows that we have. We're feeding also, and been buying hay, so that's why we're going to start doing hay. So we're going to start. I've got 3 pastures that I can do, but Two of them are a little distance off. I don't really want to haul equipment 25, 30 miles up the road and then have to haul hay and have to haul equipment back. I've got one that's about 6 or 7 miles up the road that we're going to do, and I'm looking for more in the area. Like to get hooked up with somebody else that just needs some help and split the hay with them, but we'll see how it goes. Lord always makes a way. I'm a firm believer in that. We've made it this far. Continue. My little side note, my wife went and picked up another goat tonight for my granddaughter. My daughter just got a goat and has it over at her place. The goat got out the first night. Took them a while to find it. They did find it. So they thinking if they put two goats, the other goat won't want to get out as much. My experience, which is little, with goats, if you got a goat that gets out, it's going to continue to get out. And about the same way with cows. Some people may disagree with that, but animals are going to be animals. But that's what they wanted. They're not full size. They're some kind of miniature type goat, I think. I haven't seen them yet. She just went and picked up one. And I haven't been over my daughter since she's got that one. I'll probably end up over there working on fencing. Like I didn't have enough stuff already to do. But hey, she wants to be a farm girl, she's thinking. So I'm trying to get all my family's somewhat involved in it. Our squash is almost ready. Should have a good mess of it this weekend. Squash is one of those things that I let get away from it. It'll get grown and turn in almost into gourds before I remember, oh, we gotta go check the squash. So I'm gonna try to stay on top of it this year. I got it at this field, which is closer and easier to get to than I had at the other field. I've had videos of where I go, went bush hog or brush hog. I'm using the bush hog, so bush hog brand bush hog. So shout out to them. It's a trademark, and I'm not selling them, but whatever you're supposed to say to keep from getting in trouble. It's a registered trademark of the brand bush hog. But anyway, I'm gonna try to do a little bit more plowing. The sun's starting to go down on me a little bit. I still got to go to the house and eat supper. I sure am glad y'all rode along with me. Hope I wasn't too boring. Anybody's got any little side notes or anything about that little 1030? If you've got one, if you understand the makeup on it, on the four-wheel drive part of it, and also the clutch and all. I don't think there's any adjustment left on that clutch rod to try to adjust that out. I know it's starting to get a little dark in here. Put this light on. Try to adjust that out. But anybody's got any suggestions on that, give me a comment, thumbs up, ring the bell, notifications, subscribe. Then you can tell everybody that you know the guy from F&C Farms. I've done a little short video. I just got back, me and Jeff, which is the C of F&C. We take our anniversary vacation together with the wives. And this year my wife somehow, she's been wanting to do it for years, talked me into going to Las Vegas and driving out to the Hoover Dam, and also we went to the Grand Canyon and went the long way to go to the Grand Canyon. About 6 hours, 5-6 hours of driving. It was awesome, and I do have a video of that I might post. Just to have a little short video, something else out there for y'all to see. It was amazing to see that, God's creation. And it's hard to believe there's actually some houses down in there where we were at, which I understand and I get. If you want to live out the way the Colorado River runs through there, the problem is if you get hurt, fell and broke a femur or something, what would you do? Had to be a helicopter come in and get you. And didn't see a whole lot of wildlife. Saw a few elk and mule deer, and also seen some wild horses, which was pretty neat. But didn't see a whole lot of wildlife going out or coming back, and didn't see any really other than fowl in the canyon itself. When I zoomed in and looked around, the camera on this phone is awesome. And if I post a video, you'll see that. Where I think I do some zooming on it. But anyway, I might post that up and let you see. This is just a little short video anyway. Let you see our trip out there. Still haven't downloaded anything to be able to figure out how to do the editing and posting different videos I've done in there together, because I got some stuff I want y'all to see on the John Deere 450 crawler loader that I've got, where I had to do some repairs on it, and I want to try to get that posted. I did that on a GoPro camera, but I'll get it figured out. I'm going to try to start doing some on my laptop and getting some editing, and maybe enlist some help from some younger folks that know this stuff better than me. But I'll try to get that on there. But y'all have a good evening, and send me some comments, and send me some likes, and hit the bell, let you know when I'm posting a video. And I appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good evening. God bless.